Hello, guys.
Okay, we are live. Hey, Chapati.
Yes,
Yeah, I
we
just
are.
checked. Okay, we are glad to see you this beautiful Christmas day. Merry Christmas to everybody. We wish you all the best. We wish you the great year. We wish happiness and joy to you and your families and to your little creatures and your family members like this. Jessica, Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Jess. Merry Christmas to everyone. Mi familia preciosa, pequeña, feliz Navidad. Hola de mi mamá.
Merry Christmas, Jackie. All
Jackie
the
and
best to you.
Jackie's mom. Okay, hope all of you are okay.
Yes, we are okay. We are at Christina's parents. As again, this week we didn't have electricity. We've been lacking electricity, water, and heat for 3 days.
Maybe even more. We just don't know.
Yeah, and we decided to move again to Christina's parents.
Yeah, because at some point it was freezingly cold in our apartment. Because now it's winter, and when you don't have heat, it's really cold. All our dishes were dirty, so we couldn't eat. And of course, after 3 days, all our devices went out of their charge, so we couldn't connect to anyone, we couldn't read any news. So, yeah, we had to move again.
Yeah, so right now we understand clearly that when it is blackout, we're doing okay probably during 2 days.
Maximum.
We have enough batteries and power banks to supply electricity for 2 days, and then there is a problem, kind of an unsolving one, because we don't have a diesel electricity power generator as many people already have in Ukraine because they bought, but
But it's impossible to install it in an apartment. You can use it when you have a private house, but not in an apartment because it's dangerous for health to put it, let's say, on the balcony.
It's deadly. It's not
Yeah,
dangerous.
yeah, it's deadly actually. So yeah. But even being here at my parents' with electricity already, I would say that probably this week was one of the hardest among the last half a year, morally. And first of all, of course, I think that this contrast of understanding that here comes Christmas and it's an amazing holiday which we had to celebrate as usually in a beautiful surrounding with amazing people, having a Christmas tree, having presents, having Christmas mood, but all this is impossible for us this year. So all we're going to have today, I guess, is after a stream, we will just have our dinner, regular one, and that's all. Um, Unfortunately, during these times, it's especially hard to have this Christmas mood because we are awaiting for new attacks from Russian Federation. We know that they're already ready for that.
Yeah.
All their missiles are already packed into aircrafts and ships. So it's just a matter of days when a new massive attack will.
Definitely, we will have it before New Year.
Absolutely, because this won't be Russians if they don't try to uh, make bullshit out of New Year for the whole Ukraine. Of
Yeah.
course, it's their.
I remind you that in Ukraine, like during all this Soviet totalitarian times, religion itself and everything connected to it was banned. That is why the tradition of celebrating Christmas they were trying to destroy it. So it's still there that in our minds, New Year is kind of the major, like the main holiday during this winter time, and the majority of Ukrainians they will celebrate New Year like more massively, while Christmas right now is more like a family traditional holiday. It's like when you gather with your family, with your relatives, and have dinner. But during the New Year celebration, it's more like massive with people visiting each other, like having parties. Um, but what is actually cool that even in these circumstances, we saw so many Ukrainians celebrating Christmas with their relatives. On my Facebook, I saw the ton of pictures of my friends having these celebrations with with the families. Um, in our case, Christina's parents are in Kropivnitsky, so we weren't able, and also we occupied their apartment, so it's like not enough place for everyone. While we are here, they are there, and that is why our Christmas is like this, being only two of us without.
Three of us.
Yeah, of course, three of us. And we'll see what's gonna happen during the week. We are expecting this massive attack, but we hope that our anti-missile systems and our brave defenders will take them down, and we will not have major destructions. So we gonna be ready to have at least a New Year party. We plan to go to our friends Natalechka and Zheka, the one who have a private house near Dnipro River. So if everything is okay, we're gonna go there a day before New Year, and as always, we'll stay there for at least 3 days, I think. So probably the next stream, if everything's okay, if we have electricity and internet connection, we will have from there.
Yeah, but guys have a generator, so I guess that probably we're going to have an opportunity to meet you next Sunday
I
too.
hope so. Okay, Chapati's playful right now.
Yeah.
Playful.
I think
Playful.
she's now having this new habit to start playing when we're making streams because she wants more attention. She's so funny. Okay, what else? It's also important, and it makes Russians absolutely mad because for many years Ukraine used to celebrate Christmas on the 7th of January in an Orthodox style, in an old calendar style. Me and Eugene, we celebrated Christmas on 25th because Eugene is Catholic, not an Orthodox. But most Ukrainians would celebrate on the 7th. And this year, our government decided to make this change because it's a bit of stupid to follow the old calendar while we're living with a new calendar.
Especially having Russians celebrating Christmas
Yes.
on 7th, and while the whole world, all of our Western allies and our friends celebrate on 25th, and we feel that we are closer mentally to those people. There's why they making this, let's say, switch very carefully. So this year we are gonna have two holidays. I mean, public holidays, day offs, both on 25th of December and the 7th of January. But I think this switch gonna be like
Yeah, so that old style people would have some time in order to switch, to get used to the new reality, which is absolutely nice. But this drives Russians mad because they think that we belong to them and we have to do all the things which they do and follow their customs. Uh, so, of course, this is one more reason why they hate us.
okay. What else?
Love to boss and a special hug to Chapati. Thanks a lot. I will give that to her as soon as she comes closer, but now she's playing with her toy. Yes. What else? Very important thing happened this week when our president Volodymyr Zelensky have visited the USA and had a press conference together with Biden, and then he made a speech at the Congress. Many think that this was a really historical event because many would compare Zelensky's speech, and actually not only his speech but the situation overall, would compare it with the visit of Winston Churchill in
For first.
for 41st year.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Actually, it's like it's quite
Articulation.
comparable because it's only
Kaiju.
the second president in state of war who came to USA. So Churchill was the first one, and Zelensky is the second one. So yeah, it is comparable. And Nancy Pelosi also compared when she gave a comment about this speech that Zelensky gave to the chamber, Senate, and the House. So yeah, it was very cool, and I really enjoyed. I tried to watch the reaction of media on that, because like of course we know this left wing of Trumpists who are against any aid to Ukraine, but overall reaction. And finally, and probably the most important, that after this visit, there was a vote on the budget, on the US budget, and luckily it was approved. So we had 9 Republicans from the House who gave their votes for this budget. So Ukraine will receive such a needed aid for 2023, both humanitarian and military, which is very important, as we all hope that in 2023 this war will come to end, at least in terms of active battles and deoccupying territories. So I mean, nobody knows what's going to happen with Putin and what's going to happen with Russia and how they will cope with this defeat on the battlefield they're going to face. But what we need first, of course, is to deoccupy all territories, including Crimea, and see what's going to happen next, whether they will continue to bomb us, try to, I don't know, advance again from the territories of Russia. Nobody knows, but it's our goal to finish the war on the ground at least, and to get our territories back. And we hope, and like everybody hope, and our government hope, that with the help of our allies, we're gonna manage to do that in 2023.
Yeah, we hope, but on the other hand, we have this quite a big risk that probably Russia may start one more attack, ground attack on Kiev, and there are some evidences that Belarus may finally openly join Russia in this war. I mean, just Belarusian
It's
troops.
doubtful.
It's doubtful, but the risk is quite high, and of course, this is also one of the reasons why we cannot feel really relaxed as for now.
How we might be relaxed during the war?
Yeah, we may not.
Like,
Well, Joe writes that it was well received over here in the UK. I think you're talking about Zelensky's speech, yep. Let's be honest, we got used to that most of his speeches are
quite
really
good.
quite good.
Quite good.
I think that in this case, it's absolutely great that this guy used to be an actor before, because it really helps him to connect with the audience. Like, not just as usually politicians do, they are just make their dry speech reading it from
Some of them do.
yeah, most of them, usually most of them. While Zelensky has this experience of connection with the audience, and this is what makes all his speeches really unique.
And also knowing and understanding where to put a stress or to make a pause.
Yes, where to put a stress, where to make a pause, and his speeches are very different. He would never say absolutely same stuff to the people of the USA, let's say, and the people of UK, because he understands that
they are crafted.
Yeah. And
which is normal.
Yeah, so we really got used to it, but still watching that speech in the Congress was a delightful time for us.
We were waiting for that. For the speech itself. It was late in the night at 2:30 a.m. and we were waiting online to see how it's gonna happen, to read all the emotions of people who were present, to understand whether it's good, well received or not. We think that it was quite good. It could be, I don't know, could it be better? But
his English could be better, but
sure.
It's not that awful. For us, it's really delightful because our not previous, but one before previous president was actually a puppet of Kremlin, a puppet of...
we are talking about Yanukovych.
Yanukovych, who was an agent of Russia, and Russia spent millions of money in order to make him a president in Ukraine. Nobody voted for, not nobody, but almost nobody voted for him.
Yeah, many people voted for him, but because of propaganda.
Because of propaganda, yeah. But still, when we used to have Yanukovych president, it was like, oh my God, we always felt so ashamed. Yeah, so ashamed that this guy is representing our country. And of course...
anytime he opened his mouth...
yeah, even his face, actually.
Yeah. And of course he didn't speak languages, and...
he couldn't even normally speak in Ukrainian or even in Russian. An absolutely dumb...
I want to say, he was imprisoned when he was young, so he has it...
yeah, so Russia likes taking prisoners and making them politicians or soldiers, as usually. So yeah, of course, now it's so...
either prisoners or agents.
Or, yeah. Yeah, so of course it's so nice now to see such a guy as Volodymyr Zelensky to represent our country after so many years.
Yeah, what else? June says that so many stories about Ukraine was during this week, yeah, and yesterday it was a terrible attack on Kherson, so the city which was liberated a month ago or so, right? More than a month. It was attacked yesterday with multiple launch rocket systems, and they hit it like one of the busiest areas in the city. So prior to the holiday, so many people went to the market, like a supermarket, like a farmer's market, and they hit this place, and more than 70 people were wounded, and it's counting on, but more than 15 were killed. It was a terrible attack yesterday. So as we actually thought about that after the liberation, death to strike this city to terrorize its inhabitants because it's like
It's a kind of revenge, yeah. Like, because those people didn't want to join Russia, and this is why they have to suffer now.
Okay, we have a problem with connection as I see. Let me check. Let me check. Can you see us? Can you hear us?
I think now it's back.
We are back, right? So I saw it was.
Nope. Again, pause.
Okay. Let's see.
Again, back.
Do we have any problems with connectivity? Yeah. Normally,
at least there is
a lag.
Yeah, a lag here.
Normally, at our apartment, we have better internet when we have it.
How to say, it used to be better before, but during the last few weeks it was terrible. You might remember, I think 2 weeks ago our stream was just stopped in the middle because we lost our connection, and like during the last few weeks, even when we had electricity, our internet would go down like every half an hour, and nobody knows why. Of course we know why, because of all this stuff with electricity. Okay.
Or what he asks, what's going on here? Because yeah, so what we have here, we have Christmas without such a great mood and any particular preparations. So we are okay. We are at Christina's parents' house apartment, and we are expecting for the new attack the next week. We definitely gonna have it. Hope that the destructions will be minor. And yeah, yesterday it was terrible attack in Kherson. On the front line, it's like it was a pause because of the weather. Right now it's still plus, so it's what's the opposite to sub-zero? So the ground is still not frozen, and that's why all the movements of heavy weaponry and machines is not that good, and probably it's gonna be like a short pause till the mid of January, and then it's gonna be some kind of advances. I think that Russians will attempt to advance probably from the Belarus also, but also on different parts of the front line. And I hope that Ukraine will also try to make the counter attack, and like these operations we had in Kherson and Kharkiv, which were very successful. I hope that we will be able to have at least one operation like this during the winter time, because you know that we still lack of equipment. We still need, but mainly we need tanks, which are not supplied yet from our Western allies. But we definitely desperately need that because on the ground, good tanks, especially in offensive operations, they make difference.
Today they wrote that German people are mostly against of giving us tanks.
Yeah, we'll see how it's gonna happen. The main two tanks in the world are Leopard from Germany and Abrams from the US. So we need either one or another, and the sooner the better.
No, for me, the hardest part here in all this situation, as for now, I mean, of course, during the first few months, my mental state was absolutely different. But as for now, a very hard part for me is that uh, we always have to prove to the whole world that we need this help. We have to prove that we are saving the whole world's democracy and pure values of freedom and liberty. We have to prove to the world that uh, Russia is now a pure evil, and what they are doing to our land is 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 a torture, is a genocide. Uh, so, like everyone understands and has absolutely no doubts that German Nazi, that Hitler uh, was a pure evil. And what is happening now, it's absolutely the same. Like not absolutely the same, but
Yeah,
actually same.
mostly the same.
Mostly the same.
Unprovoked attack on the peaceful people.
Just terror and genocide. But even though we live in the modern world, everyone can read news. Everyone has the possibility to watch real videos of what is happening here. And still, we have to prove that we are actually victims here. And
For most people, it's clear. Given weapons, it's not only about proving that we need it. Of course, people understand that, and governments understand that. It's like they're afraid of the global war, which is actually going, but in a different hybrid way that Ukraine is fighting and other nations are helping and donating and like giving information and consulting and teaching and stuff like that. Chuck, come here. Chuck, come. So
yeah, but still, we have to prove to lots of people because so many people around the world are brainwashed by Russian propaganda. Because actually, Russia spends an amazing amount of money on this propaganda, and they try to have it like in absolutely different parts of the world. Just recently, we found out that there are so many propaganda uh, channels in Spain, let's
in
say.
Spain, in Italy, everywhere.
In
They
Italy.
have it everywhere. They even
And of course, there is always a percentage of people who would watch that and who would believe like this stupid stuff which they tell on the news, that it's Ukraine bombing Ukraine. So for normal people, it sounds absolutely crazy, but there are still lots of people who believe that, and Russians, all the Russians do believe in that.
Hello, Ravi Kiran.
Oh, hi. Nice to see you here with us today.
Shimi Flick wrote, from us both in London and UK, we wish you all in Ukraine love and best wishes. May the love of Christ give you victory, and with that, victory, peace, and safety. All our love on this Christmas day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All the best for you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Have a great year and joy and love to your families and to everyone you care about.
And of course, guys, I wish you all to know only peaceful life and never to understand us. Like, of course,
Fully.
fully, yes. Of course, I want understanding, I want support, but I really don't want you to totally understand what we are feeling, because it's only you can understand that only when you go through this. And I would really love all you and your children and your grandchildren and your pets and their children to live only in peaceful democratic world with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, guys.
Yep, so Vishnu Raj Chapati is here. You may see sometimes she leaves us during the streams because she feels a bit bored to sit here all the time. But now she's back.
She is in good mood, I think.
My baby.
Okay, guys, do you have any questions? We are 35, like more than 30 minutes online. Chapati, love you from Parvati.
Chapati looks.
Parvati
very
loves you,
chill.
Chapati.
Oh. And you're right that Chapati looks very chilled. Yes.
Yes, today she is.
Luckily. Oh, by the way, guys, one more stuff which.
Oh,
Hey, we just told that you
you're chilled.
look chilled.
You're chilled.
Be chilled, baby. One more stuff which really drives me crazy. So during the last week, we had two drone attacks.
Yes, drone attacks.
Two drone attacks, and both of them were really loud and couldn't let us sleep during the whole night.
It wasn't at night.
It was at night, and the alert lasted for quite a lot of hours.
More than 4.
Yes. So again, we heard very loud explosions, and the last explosion we heard, it was so close to us. It was so close that our windows started to shake, and I was standing quite close to the window, which is very bad. Like, nobody should do like that when there is an attack during the war. I'm a bad girl, but I was standing near the window, and I could really feel the vibration of that explosion on the skin of my face. And all the cars in the neighborhood, they started signaling because of that vibration. And of course, Chapati became scared of that. So, yeah, we have this thunder short, which relaxes her, but not in such critical cases. So she started to shake. She was afraid for maybe, like, I guess we spent 2 hours to calm her down. And after that, guys, I found out that she started to become afraid of so many things which she was never afraid of. So
she's living through stress, and she will need
yeah, so
time.
I understand that like, it's not only the stuff that she's scared at the moment of the attack. It actually ruins her nervous system, and it's so bad for her health. But we don't know what to do. Like, it's it's so bad. Like, when we receive some messages from people who write that we are great parents of Chapati, but all I think in these moments is that, how come can I be a good parent if I brought this dog to Ukraine in order to face this war? So of course
not in order to face.
Of course,
It was
not
your
in order.
choice.
Yes, it wasn't my choice, and I understand that I shouldn't blame myself, but But in those moments when I see her so nervous, when I see her suffering, like I hate myself that
You better hate Russians.
I have not enough of hate to Russians, I guess quite enough of. So yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard when you see that your baby is suffering and you could do nothing. And
It's not really a Christmas talk.
not a Christmas talk, but our Christmas is very strange Christmas.
I hope it's gonna be the one like this.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Again, all the love. Hugs to you. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for joining us during this special day, on this special day. We love you all. We value that we have you in our lives. You support us a lot. You give us strength. You give us love, and we definitely feel it. So thank
Yes.
you, everybody.
Yeah, and thanks for joining. Have an amazing evening. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, just have an amazing evening with your family, with your beloved ones. And we will also do our best, like maybe not having a real fiesta today, a real party, but
Not party, but
like a holiday
celebration.
Yeah, but at least we will hug each other and be happy that we are here all together.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you,
And
guys.
as Jin said, let's hope 2023 is going to be the start of more peace.
Yep.
Finger crossed. Thank you, guys. See you next week.